Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do an unboxing of the iPhone 10 and initial impressions of the iPhone X, and also we're going to talk a little bit about the iPhone 10th anniversary. The fact of the matter is all of these devices are the same thing, and it's something that we've been waiting for from Apple for a long time. Finally, new form factor, edge-to-edge display, higher resolution than what we've normally been seeing with the iPhone, the bigger iPhones at least, and it's smaller. So let's check it out. This is TK. Box is very simple. We have the September 12th, the announcement day of the original iPhone. Again, this is really what we've been waiting for a long time. Looking at the back of the box, what we see here is that the iPhone X has kept the name. So essentially, they're no longer trying to fight with the iPhone 10 name. So the iPhone X earbuds, as well as lightning with lightning connectors, lightning to headphone jack adapter, which is the little dongle, a jack adapter, as well as a lightning to USB cable and a USB power adapter. It supports GSM, UMTS, LTE, depending on the area, Wi-Fi, of course, NFC, GPS, all the good things. This is the 64 gig, and this is space gray iPhone 10. Let's go ahead and open it up in typical fashion. Designed by Apple in California. Let's go ahead and look at the materials here, just some instructions. They do go over and cover the new gesture movement there, so if you need any help when you open up the box, it'll be a good help there. And of course, we get the stickers. Last but not least, here is the device. Definitely heavier than what I thought it was going to be. I'm surprised a little bit on the weight. Again, this is the space gray version of the device. The rest of the stuff in the box is just, power brick, standard stuff. This is the AirPods, the lightning AirPods, as well as the 3.5mm headphone jack adapter that uses just the lightning connector there. And of course, last but not least, a USB type A to lightning adapter to be able to power up our device. Now, unfortunately, we're still looking at no fast charging out of the box. This is not a fast charger capable charger. So you're going to get standard charging. And if you do want to have fast charging, there's an additional $80 or so worth of hardware that you need to purchase. Not only a cable, but a charger. And here is the device. Definitely very surprised. Let's go ahead, right there. I have to say, I'm a little bit surprised in the way this one feels. It actually is a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. Smaller form factor, definitely, but from what we were looking at here, obviously, we have the volume rockers on the left. We have the little toggle for notification, sound. We have some of the antenna bands that we have here for the radio signals. On the right side, we have a massive power slash, well, it's not really a power button anymore. This is the Siri call button. So you're going to be using this to initiate Siri, and then there's going to be different combinations to be able to take screenshots, as well as the ability to actually turn on and turn off this device. Powering on, we'll do that in a second. On the top, we don't have anything. On the front here, I don't know if you could see that yet, but you can see that little notch right there. It's visible a little bit, even though it's a black screen. On the left side, we already saw that. On the back, we have the dual cameras. Now, the beauty behind this is that they changed the setup on the cameras. We went from the dual setup that were sideways here, now we went upward. So when you go in portrait mode, you're going to get basically, I think Apple's finally trying to push people to try to do portrait. So they face the cameras this way so that when you're taking pictures, your cameras are facing in the right orientation. And you guys will see that right there. So the orientation that we had here, this is the current orientation with the iPhone 7 Plus, as well as the iPhone 8 Plus. The cameras didn't move, and then now they finally actually moved it up to this level. We also have glass here on the back since we have wireless charging. The iPhone 7 did not have that. But when we look at the comparison between the size on the buttons there, I mean, this is massive. This is almost double the actual footprint. Although the placement of the fingerprint, the SIM card tray is about the same. And then when we look on the left side, as far as the actual sizing, it's pretty much the same. On the bottom, we have the same thing. We still have the lightning connector at the bottom, no headphone jack, and then, of course, the speakers. We are obviously going to have stereo speakers, as we've had that with the iPhone for some time, using the bottom fire speakers as well as the earpiece. So as this is powering on for the first time, I'm going to give you guys a few size comparisons real quick. This is the Pixel 2 XL. Sorry, put that in next to each other. And you'll notice, obviously, there's a big difference in size. Again, that whole bezel is almost non-existent, and you're getting almost this, edge-to-edge display. Obviously, it's asking us to swipe up to start. We're looking at a 5.5-inch display here to a 5.8. It's a bigger display, smaller form factor. So if you're going from a 7 Plus to an 8 Plus to a 10, this is definitely going to be an upgrade for you, because not only are you getting a bigger screen in your hand, but you're getting a better screen in your hand. Higher resolution and smaller form factor and edge-to-edge. As far as just the aesthetics overall, let's just look at it real quick. Power buttons are about the same thing, except for the fact that we have a much bigger power button here. Hopefully you guys could see that. And of course, the SIM tray is in the same spot roughly. The antenna bands are kind of in the same spot. We did lose the fingerprint sensor, but that's because of new Touch ID. The toggle for notification as well as the volume up, volume down is basically in the same spot. Nothing at the top as we're expecting. On the bottom, we have the lightning connector with the speaker grill. So we're going to be able to use the stereo speakers on both of these devices. They both carry that. And definitely a much better implementation here on the iPhone 10. Last but not least, I want to show you guys real quick a quick comparison with the Note 8 before we start talking specs. Here is the Note 8. Now the Note 8 obviously by far is a giant compared to this. We're not trying to compare that, but we're trying to show you guys here is that this is a 6.3 inch display to a 5.8 inch display. This has the infinity display, and that's one of the main benefits of it. So let's go ahead and turn it on. And we'll get into those specs a second there. You'll see here that the display kind of just curves ever so slightly to the right. And it's very hard for us to see the actual bezels. Although they're present, they're very thin. And the same thing kind of is applied here with the new iPhone 10. Very nice glass back. We actually now have wireless charging. Through real quick on the specs. iOS 11.1 is present on both the 7 and the 10, as well as at 7.1 here on Android. The main benefits here is we're going to start looking at the screen size resolution here. We're looking at a 5.8, which is bigger than the 5.5, but it's smaller than the 6.3. But it definitely an edge-to-edge display. Very, very nice. Looking over at the weight, it is the lightest of all three, but not by much. It definitely feels a little bit heavy in the hand. As far as screen resolution, definitely happy to see that we have higher than 1080p resolution from what we have been stuck at the 10, as the plus size of the iPhone 7 and the 8 has only been capped at 1080p. We're up to 1125 by 2436, but again, it's not as close as the resolution that we get on the Note 8. But again, depending on the market that you're in, I think the iPhone is definitely very nice. Definitely as far as the PPI, we're going from 463 comparing to 522, and of course, this is back from 401 with the 1080p display. Double pair of 12 megapixel cameras in the back, 7 megapixels on the iPhones, 8 megapixels on the Note, A11 Bionic upgrade from the A10 Fusion, as well as the 835 on the Note. Again, I'm comparing it mostly on the Note because that's the most, the newest and best device that we have from Samsung. As far as CPU, we already talked about those. RAM and battery. RAM is pretty much the same from the 7 to the 10, but of course the Note did gain up to 6 gigs. As far as battery, we have 2716 to 2900 and 3300 on the Note. Smallest of all three batteries, but again, smaller form factor with an OLED display should be a really good combination to give us a better experience. Last but not least, of course, we lost the fingerprint sensor. We now have Face ID. Select your language, select your region, set up manually. It's going to ask you to use cellular network or connection, so I'm just going to set it up with my connection, put it in. And I just wanted to check out real quick and make sure that the wireless charging is on. So I have one of my wireless charging power banks, and I'm just going to put my device on it. And sure enough, here we are, the brand new iPhone. Everything is gesture based, everything is going to be working there. So we'll go home, swipe up, home, swipe middle. Oh, we only had one app, so swipe up, and basically just all the gestures are going to be basically set up pretty much to be the same. So going over the quick gestures that we have here is swiping up from the top right, you get the notification, the control center. And then swiping it down. Swiping from the left, you get the notification shade with your notification widgets on the left side, and of course the camera on the right. I can swipe back and swipe back going home. Now here it's just asking, I'm going to say no. Settings is pretty much the same. So there is an update for iOS 11.1. So this comes with iOS 11, iOS 11.1. I'll do that one later. I'm going to go ahead and open up Safari and put it away. Open up the wallet and then say don't allow for now. Go away. Now, if I open up the wallet and then go up a little bit, bring it in the center, you notice this is now our recent app, so are the applications that we have. We can go home. We can also do, coincidentally, just swiping from the left to the right between each one. So it's going to take us some time to get used to all the different gestures. So from a lock state, you just power on your device, look at it. You'll notice the lock opens up, swipe from the bottom, and you're done. Press and hold. And now you notice we're back to these little tabs so that you can close all your applications. Other than that, I think the main other thing is that to be able to do a screenshot, you actually use power and volume up. That's your screenshot now. To be able to turn on and see how you turn off your phone, press and hold the actual buttons, and then now you have the ability of calling SOS and powering off. So just different way of initiating things. If you press and hold this button, you're initiating Siri, and Siri will be able to help you, and that's one of the main benefits here. So a little bit of a different interface from what you're used to using on your iPhone. Definitely very exciting. I just want to check out those little Animojis. So let's go ahead and cancel here. We're going to say new message, and let's go ahead and turn it on. Oh, we'll say Tom. Oh, okay. And let's go ahead and start. And here it is, the Animojis. Tap to start. So the way this is going to work, the monkey. Okay. Okay now. So I wanted to show you guys, this is weird. This is just really, really weird. Okay, so this is the Animojis. You have different robots to be able to jump from, as well as actually a cat. I'm not sure why I want to be a cat. You can also be a dog, an alien. Hey, that kind of looks like me. That's not funny, Apple. Of course, we can go with fox. Hey, what the fox say? Ding, 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 ding. Sorry. Of course, we can go, that's just poop. Yeah. And then last but not least, we have the horse, because, you know, we all like unicorns. Yeah, that's how it goes. Chicken, rabbit, and as well as panda, because we like pandas. So you can record a message and then send it to your friend, and then at that point they'll be able to get it kind of like an animated GIF, and then you can share that also on social media. And here's a quick sample of the audio on this, just playing back a video straight in Safari. I haven't installed any applications, so we're going to go maximize full screen. Well, definitely not bad. The letterboxing is, again, just because this application just hasn't been optimized realistically. But you'll notice it the most here, especially with the little notch. It's present there, but honestly, when I'm using this device right now, even with setting it up in the last few, maybe 10-20 minutes that I've been playing with this, you don't even notice it anymore because it's sitting in a position that you really don't ever really look. It's only when you're looking sideways on the phone, if you're looking at a picture, looking at a video, that you're going to notice it. But again, you know, it's just something that we have to live with. So if I'm looking into photos, and yes, let's continue here. And here is the couple of videos that I did. So go ahead. You'll notice it letterboxes the video. Hey guys, here's a quick video sample of the front-facing camera, the 7-megapixel camera that's on the new iPhone 10. Quick sample, nothing big. Just want to show you guys how this is going to look like. And we'll go ahead and switch over to the back-facing camera. Just a quick sample showing you guys how this looks with the back sensors. It's a 12-megapixel sensor with OIS, so it's supposed to be a much better implementation and a lot less jittering from my hand as I'm holding this handheld. Now we actually have portrait mode on the front-facing camera, which we did not have before. So let's go ahead and take a quick picture. So here's the picture itself. I'm just going to go ahead and say edit. And here you are. See, you can actually look at it. It looks very, very nice. It's definitely an interesting and a unique thing. You kind of want to work at it and basically take a few more pictures. But the fact that we have it now on the front-facing camera, it's definitely very nice. So how do I feel about this device? I'm a little bit perplexed, and I'm going to say that because the device definitely feels very nice in the hand. It has some weight into it, and I'm really happy the fact that they decided to go with not only a new form factor, a bigger screen, bezel-less display, and that little notch at the top. I'm actually very surprised, but I didn't even notice it this entire time I was shooting this video for you guys. It did not stand out to me once. Now, of course, this is going to be more of an issue when you start watching videos and so on, but in the day-to-day, using this device, you're not going to notice it. Coming especially from a device, let's say the S7 Plus or the 8 Plus, where you have these massive forehead and chin. So definitely very appreciated. Small, very easy to use. Face ID works very, very well. Unlocking goes straight. It's going to be interesting when we're using it in real life, right? When we're at the store and we're trying to buy something, and then you need to unlock your phone to be able to pay with Apple Pay. So you have to bring up your phone, look at it, swipe up, and then pay. Again, we'll have to get used to this, but the fact of the matter is it's very nice. Now, although the button on the side is no longer a power button, it's now a Siri activation button. You just need to learn the new activation gestures, the button combination, the little handshakes, a little dance that you need to do to get your phone to do whatever you need it to do. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I am an Android user by default. This is definitely something that I'm using on the side to my Android device. But I've used an iPhone for many, many years. Actually, my work phone is an iPhone 7 Plus. So to me, it's not very far for me to be able to say, look, I can appreciate a new iPhone with the new features, especially since now we actually have new features. So we'll be doing more videos for you guys, more tests, making sure that this is something that I can say, yes, it's worth that $1,000 price tag. Because at the end of the day, that's really what a lot of us were kind of stuck on. You know, the iPhone 8 Plus was $799. This starts at $1,000. Does it justify what it offers to be able to actually say, look, you need to go into that $1,000? And by the way, with tax, you're closer to $1,100 than $1,000. But like and subscribe as usual. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.